I have never played the Last of Us game. I am not a gamer. The only way I can review and judge the Last of Us TV pilot is on its merits and what I saw on the big screen. It was well written or solidly written. It was well performed, well directed. It looked great. There is nothing inherently wrong with the Last of Us pilot. It just didn't grab me. I can only judge it and compare it to other zombie apocalypse live action movies and TV shows. So again, I have never played the game, so I can't judge it on that context, and I don't think it should be judged on that context. People who have played the game have told me that it's very accurate to the game, but is that to the detriment of this TV pilot? I believe one of the elements of this is because if I was anywhere near the Last of Us production and I heard that they cast Pedro Pascal and I heard they were going to force him to use the accent that the character has in the game, I would have said, you cannot do this. Pedro Pascal and fake accents don't go well. I'm a fully trained actor. I write and direct and perform my own plays here in a theatrical production company that I run here in Cyprus. I've learned the art and the gift of putting on accents, but it disrupts the rest of my performance, so I gave up putting on accents. It doesn't mean you're a terrible actor if you can't do it, but putting on accents isn't for all actors, and you've got to be honest about that. Pedro Pascal has this beautiful foreign accent. I don't know what it is, Spanish, Latin, whatever it is. It's fucking beautiful. I forgot the other actor's name, the one who plays, Puss in Boots, Antonio Banderas. He's got this beautiful, sexy foreign accent, hasn't he? As Pedro has. If you cast these people, you want them to use that beautiful, sexy accent. You don't want it changed. And if you're screaming at me saying, no, Joel's got to have that Texas accent that he has in the game, then they should have cast another actor. This was the first mistake that they made. Pedro is one of my favourite actors around right now. He literally is in The Mandalorian talking to a puppet for most of that episode, and you absolutely believe that this is a father-son kind of bond that Baby Yoda, or Grogu as they call him, and the Mandalorian have. It's beautiful, and that's all to do with Pedro's talent. So Pedro really is perfect for a role like this. But why didn't The Last of Us grab me? I just felt like I've seen it all before. Now, Digital Spy said this pilot knocks The Walking Dead off its feet, out in the water. I couldn't agree less. The Walking Dead pilot is superior in every element. Now, with me, I've tried to follow many HBO shows. I just haven't got the concentration. Now, I'm okay with well-written and well-performed character pieces that are gritty and take their time, but I think in terms of HBO content, they take that slow pace to another level, and I can't handle it. I deserve a pat on the back for watching 70 minutes of this pilot. Again, I didn't hate it. It was okay and solid in places. It did what all good pilots have got to do. It sets up the premise, but it didn't really tell me that I need to keep on watching this. But when I saw the rest of the season's kind of sneak peek snippet, I did see kind of different like zombies, like this big creature, which looks really exciting and awesome. That might make me want to continue watching it, because that's something else. I wasn't overly impressed with the first sort of zombies that we saw in this pilot. I wasn't scared of them. They didn't intimidate me, and they're very, very slow and kind of drunk, if you like. They're not intimidating, and they're quite easy to outrun. I still believe the zombies in World War Z, in terms of live action zombies, are the most intimidating ones I've ever seen. They're fucking scary, they're fast, they're near enough impossible to dodge. They fucking jump off of buildings. They're aggressive. I like that kind of style. Even in The Walking Dead, those zombies were easy to get away from. But I do prefer what I saw in The Walking Dead to The Last of Us in terms of zombies. Again, I haven't played the game, so I don't know the facets of the game, and if there's different types of zombies. It looks like there will be different types of zombies. I probably will give this series more of a chance to flesh itself out. I don't think judging it totally and saying I'm not watching the rest of this stuff, this series, it wouldn't be fair, because I am interested and intrigued by it, because everyone's hyping it up and talking about it. It's the big series that everyone's going to watch. So I do feel I want to give it more of a chance, but I'm going to be absolutely clear. Never played the game. It didn't really, it didn't really capture me. It didn't grab me. Near the end, when Joe is beating the living shit out of the guard, I'm thinking you're trying to be emotionally compelling here, and I'm just not feeling that, what you're doing, because I've seen it all before. This, literally, Joel, I know the facets and history of his character are a little bit different to Rick Grimes, in The Walking Dead, but I do feel this is a budget Rick Grimes. I don't know which if The Walking Dead comic book was created before The Last of Us game or vice versa. I don't care. I believe it's a shame that Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, was double booked, because I believe Andrew Lincoln would have been the perfect Joel. I do think it's a bit of a miscast with Pedro Pascal. They went with Pedro because he's an elite actor. He's a great actor, and I'm sure he'll totally pull it off eventually. Now, what about Miss Ramsey as the young woman who's a key element of this series and this story? She's a very, very good actor. I don't see the chemistry at the moment between her and Pedro. Maybe they haven't been given the opportunity within the story, and we'll wait and see what happens there. The woman who's hanging out with Joel, again, I don't know who she is, if they're in a relationship or what's going on there. And I recognise her, but I'm not sure who the actress is. She seems an interesting character. I like her, and I look forward to seeing more of her. I don't know if they kill her off. Now, I know in the game, and close your ears, spoiler alert, eventually Joel gets killed off. And in the game, when this happened, there was controversy. I don't know if they're going to do this within this series. I'm assuming, because they're being so accurate with the source material, they will do. And so I would say it's an okay pilot. It's an okay show without ever playing the game. I think it's okay. It's worth a watch, but it really didn't grab me. So I'm not disappointed with it. I'm just a little bit underwhelmed by it, because, again, these reviews are like giving 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying, this is the best thing in the zombie genre ever. This knocks everything else out the water. It fucking doesn't. It's not better than World War Z. It's not better than In the Flesh, which was written by Dominic Mitchell, and, a UK drama serial that went for 2 or 3 seasons about characters and a world surviving after a zombie apocalypse, a very different type of story. It was groundbreaking. So just by judging, The Last of Us as a member of the zombie genre, it's not even closely one of the best things I've ever seen within it. But I never trust critics and reviewers and access media, because I know what their game is. So I need to see a lot more of this series before I can give it the final judgment. I think I owe this series to watch it for the whole first season, then judge it. But right now, I am of the mind that this is not unique, this is not compelling, it's nothing new to what we've seen before, it's hitting the same beats, and if I was to compare it with The Walking Dead pilot, I think The Walking Dead pilot is a lot better than The Last of Us pilot. This has been Movies TV Mad with your review of The Last of Us pilot with me, Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. You can find me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. I'm mad. I'm losing it. Anyway, yeah, at Movies TV Mad. You can subscribe to this channel. Please add me if you like what you see. And as Nerdrotic says, if you didn't, Thank you for tuning in for this long. So until I see you again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.